Welcome, this is part 2 of the 10 and 14K refining video. This sterling jar is getting full. This is our gold I will continue to process once I finish making up the new sterling jar. I am running out of space in the other one. I make up these sterling jars, or beakers, to use up any remaining acid. To them I add silver as you see here. Later you'll see me add sterling silver. Copper could also be used. This is silver I am re-refining. Distilled water. This is only going to be used to cool off sterling post the incineration step and then be discarded. Now I can get back to boiling the gold and nitric acid. Now I got the gold back on the heat in a solution of 1:1 distilled water and 68% nitric acid. This boil on this material is pretty close to being done. I go until the acid stops producing fumes. Then I keep the acid or not based on the color. I have been boiling this for about 10 minutes with very little fume production. This pour-off produces a pretty big reaction. Those fumes are extremely dangerous, and why you need a fume hood when doing this. Now that this has slowed down some, we can get back to our goal. Here is a look at the gold thus far. This will be the last nitric boil. I judge that based off the last boil's lack of fume production and the color. This boil will be saved for the next refining. Unlike the other nitric additions, this one has very little reaction thus far. This addition is only to increase volume. It's not necessary, only to prevent splattering while boiling. Giving things a good mix. The clock is back. And gone again. This was on boiling for 10 minutes. Very little fume production and hardly if any color change. This is a small break I had to take to run some errands. When I come back, we'll continue to boil. As you can see, boiling, but no fumes. This means the acid is no longer effective against the gold and we're ready to move on to the next process. This has been boiling now for about 30 minutes. Definitely will be saving this acid. It still has plenty of life in it. I was also able to revive the clock. I know y'all see that bit of gold got poured off from that beaker. Don't worry, we're going to recover that. First, I'm going to save my nitric. Put this back here to cool off. And recover the speck. Settle everything to the bottom and get a clean pour off. Try to stay in frame and not get burned by the hot plate. It's off, but still hot. Going to clear everything out now and get ready to put our gold in solution with Aqua Regia. This is how I make Aqua Regia. I put enough hydrochloric acid in to cover the gold and to prevent bumping during boiling. That's about 300 ml for anybody keeping score. Then 1 to 2 milliliters of sulfuric acid. This will drop any lead in solution out. And lastly, nitric acid. With nitric, I use a method called incremental nitric dosing. I am expecting a yield of around 38 grams. Each dose of nitric is between 2 and 3 ml. This first dose is a load dose to get the reaction moving. That's 4 shots at 3 ml apiece for a grand total of 12 ml, roughly. That should be able to dissolve the first 8 to 10 grams of gold. Give everything a nice mix here. Wonder what my dog is barking at? Put this on the heat. Adding a bit more here to get the reaction moving. That's 7 ml for a total of 19. Can't forget the mix. I keep the solution just below a boil, so it's easier for me to tell when I need to add more nitric. That was 6 ml for a total of 25. Time for the next dose. Three milliliters. Another 3 milliliters, 6 total. That's 31 total so far. There's just a little bit left in here. I'm going to take 1 more ml just to get it all in one solution. 32 milliliters total. Estimate, roughly. And just that quick, it's all gone. I think this is what we're going to call it. We'll call this part 2, and we'll pick it up when we boil off any excess nitric. I'd like to thank you all for watching.